All right, what is poppin'? What is good, everyone? It's your big brother Brumal, and wow, I never thought I would be returning back to this game after a year of silence for this. But before we get into that, if you haven't already, guys, if you haven't spent time with God, pause this video and go spend some time with God, whether that's reading a couple verses in your Bible or just sitting down praying to Him and having a conversation with God. Because here here on this channel, we put God first. Because God ultimately is the one true thing that matters in life. So yeah, I haven't played this game in literally almost an entire year. I believe the last time I played this game was like November 20 something, I think, and it's like, as of this recording, it's like November something. I don't know. It's the beginning of November. It's the first week of November, I believe. I don't have my phone on me, so I couldn't tell you. Yeah, so I was actually going to go back to Marcus's old story on my Switch. However, I can't get my Elgato to update, so I can't do any game capture. I went and spent 30 bucks on this on the PC version, and I don't know of a way to transfer Marcus over, so I decided, you know what, let's start a new character. We're gonna go ahead and jump a few generations down the line. I'm not gonna tell you who's well, granted, have the last name Kale, so obviously it's Colton's is gonna be one of Colton's line at the very least. I know some of you would be like, oh well, how come you just didn't play as Kiana? I was like, yeah, sure, I could have played as Kiana, but then if I played as Kiana and she got married, then the Kale line would no longer exist because she'd be part of someone else's family. I know that there's a whole thing that gets around that, like, oh well, the person can take the husband can take the wife's last name. I don't operate like that. I'm a very traditional man. That's probably gonna upset a few of y'all, maybe most of y'all, but in all honesty, I don't care. Said I grew up very traditional. That's just how I operate. All right, so it's definitely gonna be down Colton's line, family line, and like the other, like all the Kale suffer from. Yes, Quentin also he suffers from the Kale effect as well. So yes, I don't know how. I still don't know how I'm gonna put his make his character per se. I did take the cool personality, because last time with Marcus I took the street smart personality, and I don't necessarily know what job line I want to do with him. So if you guys want to put down in the comments, and put down how to do it as well. Should I make him a scholar? Should I make him I know I can't do that whole corpse thing or whatever, that core or whatever it's called, because I have to marry into that or something like that. Find someone and marry them into it or whatever crap. But if you want me to do scholar or knight, let me know. But put down the ways on how to do it. Because y'all know me, I don't necessarily like this game all that much. It was fun when I did it. I took a year off of it. Maybe I can make it fun again. But yeah, the first couple episodes aren't really gonna be too much, really. So let's see what we get. All right, good morning. Traveler to Silvio Truman. I don't think this is the same place that we were at. I don't even remember the place that we were at. But for the most part, I am playing on what's it called, guys? I am playing on PC, but I have my PlayStation controller hooked up, and I don't know why it's showing me the WASD. I don't know why it's showing me the auto switch. Okay, yeah, I know. Okay, girl, I've played the game before. What was the first thing that we were supposed to do? I remember the wharf. But yeah, Quentin set up on his own. He was tired of living at his parents' place. Parents always talked about his great ancestor Marcus and wants to make a name for himself already. Apparently, Weala is still around, still looking young, because you know black don't crack. That's just how it goes. I mean, shoot, I'm 34 and I still look like I'm 26 compared to other people that see me. Oh, okay, so let's see. Let's talk to her. Oh, square button. No, square? That was circle. Wait, what? I'm so confused. Anyways, let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do today. What is going on? Why can't I accept this? Oh, so X goes down. No. X closes. Circle? Okay. So I have to press circle to talk to people instead of X. That's so weird. I kind of want to change that. Anyways, yo, what's poppin', Wereian?
She's like, oh my gosh, you're looking more and more like your great-great-grandpappy.
He's like, what? No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, any requests? Let's see what we got. So you want to ask a favor? Do you have time? Sure. You want me to pick herbs and nagon? Choose the N-word. Oh man. So while we do these quests, these first couple of quests, I have kind of a bit of a story for you. I mean, it's not necessary. I mean, yeah, it's a story because the rant videos will come back, guys. They will come back. I don't work at the old spot anymore. That you guys knew me to last at work at. I have the same job type. I just don't work at that same station anymore. I work at a different station. Actually, it was a station that oh, did I skip time? Crap, I'm an idiot. I did that by accident. Okay, so hitting left trigger. I'm sorry, right trigger skips the time. And there's no turbo button either. I'm so used to games having turbo buttons. Adelaide. So we'll worry about doing friendships and all that stuff. I think I went to the wrong place. What are the chances of us meeting Colleen here? What are the chances of us meeting Colleen? Yo. Yeah, that's another thing too, guys. We're gonna see if we can we're gonna see who we gonna take on as a wife in this game. I forgot what our mission was. We were supposed to grab herbs and something, a seed, I think. But yeah. I got fired earlier this year from my old job, for those who haven't watched my other videos. Because I have talked about in my other videos, which I highly recommend you guys to watch my other videos. Don't watch just this. Because I'm going to be honest with you, I get bored playing this game, and I don't understand how a lot of people play this game back to back like every single day. Or not every single day, but just like... Well, oh, okay, we're fighting. Sure. Bro, oh my goodness, we're so weak! Okay, buddy. No one told you to... Can I do auto combat? Oh my goodness, I forgot how weak we are. I said forgot. I never. Oh my goodness. Wait a minute. Why is everything at 90? Is it always like that? Is that how that's supposed to be? Is it always at 90? Was it always at 90?
He was like, well, why you do this every single time? You always start talking and then you forget.
You're right. I do. Okay, so triangle is to get people's attention. Hold on. Wait a minute. No. Negative. Where are my quests? Oh, I need to get rid of that. Okay, so down is the fast travel. No, stop it! Stop it! Character details, change costume. Loan out? What is this? Okay, loan out costume, that's weird. Is there no... Can I not change my character settings? Not character settings. I can't... This is something that the developers need to fix. They ported this game over. This has a horrible port in my... Like, I can't change the... Oh, okay. So up... Wait, up is the quest? Okay. Stop that! Stop that! And I gotta find Nagon seeds. Where were Nagon seeds? Okay. No, okay, so this... it doesn't let you change your... First, what this game does... Sorry about that. First, what this game does is that it doesn't let you change your button layout, which I guess I didn't have that much of a problem with the Switch. But seeing how I'm playing on a PlayStation controller, circle usually is the button that you do to back, like they hit back on something. And okay, so we got the seeds. Yeah, so we got the seeds, and this game only lets you play in full screen, so I'm not able to window the game out just to see if I'm still recording or not. Then that's a little bit upsetting. Then there's like, oh well, why don't you just get a second monitor? Cause I'm broke. That's why. I ain't got no money. No, I got money. I just don't have a place to put a second monitor. That's just all that is. I just don't have a place to put a second monitor. But yeah, I would love to change my button layout if I could. Let's go ahead and report this in. Get our first quest done. Because I think before we can buy a house, we have to live here, right? Catch it, Ints and Ubo. That should be simple enough. We need to get bait, don't we? Yeah, I'll save my progress in a minute. You can use herbs as... Okay. Did I get the keep? Nope, shut up. Shut up, stop it. This is so... okay, this is so stupid. Okay, so I have that, so I can use that. Okay, she gave me bait. Okay, she gave me bait, so that's fine. Ooh, that just reminds me, I'm gonna have to start doing the, what's it called? Put away. Okay. I believe there's a fishing area somewhere over here. If we go back up this way. What were we talking about? Yeah, I got fired. For those who want to know that story, ooh, y'all go over here getting freaky. For those who want to know that story, since 2 August, so not this past August, but 2014 August, my manager just decides to up and just leave. So, hold on. Press A. Okay, no, they lied. Easy. He just ups and leaves, which left me and another guy to do the shows by ourselves and take on his responsibilities as well. With that, my co-director, he was pretty lazy as is. My manager let him come in an hour and a half after his shift started. Because he's just like, as long as he's here to do a show, I don't care. Which is a horrible way to be a team lead, by the way. And then, when my manager leaves, he continues to do it. And it got so bad that he would show up 2 hours after the shift was supposed to start. Right? Well, not 2 hours. I'm sorry, not 2 hours. But he would show up before the first show would even start. And it's just like, dude, what are you doing? So I told my boss about it because I started getting burned out because I was already doing 2 jobs at the place that I was working at already. I was directing and I was doing traffic work. And for those who don't know what traffic is basically the people, they go ahead and they schedule spots. And spots are basically commercials that we put in the list for everyone to see. So yeah, I was already doing 2 jobs and I was getting paid accordingly, but I was getting sick and tired of coding his shows as well. Well, we finally got some extra help, and because we found someone to replace my manager. He wasn't the manager. No one was the manager, because I guess our boss was just like, yeah, well, there's no need for a manager or whatever. And though I never said it, but even the new guy always looked at me as the team lead because I was the one that was actually teaching him how to do stuff, and the other guy wasn't. He was just doing his own thing. Really? So, and it wasn't even him. It was also the producers. Like, the producers were calling me the team lead since I was the one they would always come to and give me the stuff. So it's just like, and please note, I never once said I was a team lead of anything. They just gave me that title. Wait, hold on. What are we doing now? Geet flour. Buy 5 packs of Geet flour from the market. Okay, sure. So it got to the point where there was this one particular day. I just had to now, okay, I guess I should also say this. And note, before we got the new guy, I was working 6 days a week for 6 months. So I was really burnt out. I was really just burnt out at work. Price. What's this? This is new. Well, no, it's not new, but am I supposed to just sell my fish? Okay. Sure. Oh, that's so weird. Okay, yeah, sure, whatever. No, stop that. My storytelling is horrible because I get too distracted. They said by 5, right? There we go. Alright, so let's go back to the tavern. So, like I said, I'm frustrated, and I finally get a full weekend. However, the new guy calls me in because something bad happened. So I go in, and I'm there for about 2-3 hours. And I call my boss, and I told him, like, hey, I had to come in for about 2 or 3 hours. Is it cool that my shift on Monday, that I leave 3 hours early because I was just really tired? He was like, yes, you can do that. He was like, thanks for coming in and handling it. I'm like, all right, cool. So the next day, I tell everyone, like, hey, because I came in, I'm going to be leaving about 3 hours early. And I would like to take the first show. That way, after the first show, I can just get on and get out of there. And that didn't sit well with my co-director, the one I've been working with for like the past 2 years. But, you know, the new guy, he was cool with it. He was just like, no, you're not going to do that. I was just like, all right, well, are you going to do the first half hour of the show? No, then okay, then I'm going to end up doing it, and I'm not leaving the seat. Because I was like already frustrated with his stuff anyways, because this guy, like I said, he comes in extremely late, and then he does his show, and then he just disappears after that, or just goes off and just does whatever. Like, he'll disappear for like an hour and a half sometimes, because he's like, oh, I'm on lunch, or blah, 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 or whatever. I'm sorry, I got to really focus in on the story. Got to really focus in on the story. So, when it comes down to it, after I finish the first half hour show, he starts standing next to me, and I'm just like, bro, you might as well go sit back down, because I'm just gonna finish out this next hour, and then you can do the next hour and a half, because we have a 4.5 hour show, which gives us enough. We have 3 people, and all 3 people can do an hour and a half. You know, that's fair. Nobody's a team lead, right? So that's fair. And then he was like, oh, you don't get to run nothing. I was just like, yeah, you're right, but I'm running stuff today since I'm already here. And it's just like, in seeing how you haven't tried to help out with anything in the past 6 months, you don't have any say in this. Sure, did I get a little cocky? Yeah. Do I think I deserve to be at the time? Yeah, because I was literally doing everything. And looking back on it, I could have handled things a lot differently. However, I was frustrated. No excuse, but I was frustrated. And when you're frustrated, you say and do crazy stuff. And then it got to the point where he just kept bugging me. He kept saying, like, you're not the boss, da, da, da. And I was just like, bro, get up out of my face. Like, if you want to direct this show so bad, you're gonna have to physically pick me up out of this chair and take it. And you're gonna have to physically pick me up out of this chair just so you can get here. And then he says that, oh, did everyone hear Brumal just threaten me? I'm just like, well, what are you talking about? Like, everyone's just looking at me like, where did he threaten you at? So apparently saying you have to physically pick me up out of the chair is fighting words. That was something that I'm black and I didn't even know that. I know some fighting words. Like saying stuff like, oh, I guess me and you were raised differently. That's fighting words, because I basically just insulted your parents' parenting skills. That is fighting words. But saying that you have to physically pick me up out of the way, I didn't realize that was fighting words. Also note that I grew up in a white neighborhood, by the way. I grew up in the suburbs. So yeah, I thought that was hilarious. But then he just kept talking, and and I just finally snapped, and I stood up from the table. I told him I lost my temper. I told him, like, you know, shut the F up, blah blah blah. He started cursing at me, and he's like, oh, do I have to get HR involved in this because you're threatening me? And I was just like, you can bring HR in all you want. I'll just tell HR how you've been stealing the company's money for the past 2.5 years that I've been here. Like I said, like, oh, how is he stealing the money? Because he's been coming in late and putting on his time card that, he's been coming in late and putting on his time card that he's been working a full 8 hours. Because I know when he has to work the weekends, he wouldn't show up until a half hour before the show at 6 o'clock, and the shift starts at 3. So there's that. My shift always started at 2 a.m. because I did 2 different jobs. So I had to I had to come in an hour earlier just so I can do my first part of my job and then go ahead, do my traffic job and then go ahead and do my directing job. So yeah, things got more crazy after that. People had to separate us, and I sat back down, did the show. He left, he comes back to do his show, and then I go ahead and leave after my show is done. And then I find out that he's over here spinning lies about me in the newsroom. However, no one believes him because everybody knows me and they know my character and they know that I wouldn't snap out of something crazy. He's trying to say that I'm a highly violent person or whatever. People's like, no, Brumal's not violent. What are you talking about? He's like, sure, I talk a lot of trash, but I'm not a violent person. I will only fight unless you swing first. That's all it is. Now, have I used intimidation tactics before? Yes, because sometimes intimidation tactics actually do work. Sometimes you just gotta see someone sometimes someone just has to see you snap and they're like, oh, okay, chill, bro, chill. That's just how it is. It's worked on me before, and I've used it on other people and it's worked. Not saying you should do that, but hey, sometimes it's just I was frustrated, and what was the quickest thing I said? I was you know what? Let me intimidate this guy. So then the head of our station, which will be the news director, who ironically he doesn't direct any news, but they call it the news director. He comes to me and says yeah, so someone filed a no, I'm sorry. I go to him because I wanted to talk to my boss, but he ended up getting food poisoning for a week. I don't know how the heck that happened. So I was just you know what? I can't let this slide, especially after he threatened to go to HR. I need to talk to somebody and get my get my account heard. So I go over to the news director, who's the head of everybody at our station. Got to become a citizen. Let's go ahead and do all this stuff real quick. Okay, yeah, let's go talk to her. Yeah, let's go talk to her. So while that, so I come to him, I tell him yo, you probably heard some craziness is going on. He's like, yeah, but I don't know the full story. Tell me the story. I told him everything that I just told you guys. I gave him the whole backstory about how old boy doesn't show up to work on time, and I'm always constantly have to do his stuff, do his work for him. So Inosuke, the boarhead. So, oh my goodness. So I tell him, and then he was just all right. And I also told him do not take my side of it. I have a list of names. You could talk to these people who were physically there. I even told them yo, I gave the news director your guys' names. Tell him the truth. I didn't say anything yo, I need you guys to defend me. Tell them what you remember. And I also told him, do not get my side of the story as well. Get the other guy's side of the story, because I do believe in fair is fair. I've always believed in that. I don't care if I'm in the wrong, then I will apologize. I didn't think I was in the wrong. And everyone agreed that I wasn't the one in the wrong either. Now I will say this, was I the start of everything escalating? Yes, because I was getting frustrated with the guy. Just looking at him was just frustrating because he just didn't do anything, guys. Have you guys ever had a coworker that just did not do anything and you were constantly picking up the slack? It sucks. It sucks. Let's go back to old girl, see if she has anything for us to do, because we're not really doing anything. It's the evening time anyways. Kiyuki. Okay. You're what are you doing? I'm plotting. I'm plotting, y'all. I'm plotting. I'm looking at potential lady friends. This boy's name is Hilbert. That's funny. So let's fast forward a couple days later. News director comes in again and he says yeah, so someone went to HR about you, and I was just oh great, I already know who it is. I was so what happened? What'd they say? They said that you're being reported for having a knife. I'm excuse me? They're just yeah, they're reporting do you have on? I was yes, I do own a knife. I have a pocket knife that I keep with me that anyone can tell you that I use to open up boxes. They'll be oh, Brumal, why do you open up boxes and you're a director? Because we don't have a We don't have an environmental services team that mops up in the studio, and people refuse to clean up the studio. So I'm the one that ends up doing it. So I have the front desk lady. She's an amazing person, by the way. I would ask her every once in a while, like, hey, I need things to clean the studio. Can you get this, and this? And for those who don't know me, I do have a janitorial background working at a hospital, so I know the cleaning supplies that I need in order to clean certain things. So, and this is around the time when snow was still around, so people had the salt prints that were still going on, like in certain areas. So, especially in the studio, you would see those all the time. So, got a Swiffer, made the place smell good. Yeah, made this place smell good, and explore the forest, make some friends. You know what? Let's try the forest. It'll give me some time to finish the story. Let's see if I remember how to get there. I probably don't. Oops. Okay, so one thing that's different about this game on the PC version, when you go up to an area, it automatically goes in. You don't have to press anything. So some of my muscle memory is kind of reminding me, because I'm hitting the thing and it's not, and most of it's not working. I think it's the aqueduct, right? No, it's not the aqueduct. What's up here? It's the northern dock. Riverside Forest. Here we go. Oops. I'm sorry. Gotta figure out a job to do, and I believe Forest Trail. Let's see, can we join a group? Oh, didn't mean to do that. Nope. Yeah, let's get some help at the very least. Yep, I remember how this works. Yep. Oh, we don't have any auto stuff, so I gotta do this on my own. Like, you can't even, can we auto battle at the very least? DC, exploration. Fast. I don't know what PC means. Okay. So, with that being said, guys, we would get the equipment, or I would get the stuff that I need to clean, and they all come in boxes, so I always had a knife to cut, to cut the tape off of boxes, all that stuff. And not to mention, I'm not the only person that has a knife. A lot of people at the station has a knife. I don't really know too many people who go around without some type of knife on them or some type of protection for them. And sure, some people like to say, like, oh, well, it's a weapon. Like, no, a pocket knife is a tool, guys. Sure, can it be used as a weapon? Yes, but a pocket knife was specifically made to be a tool. And even the news director, because, like, I show him, like, this is the knife in question. Everyone knows about this knife. And then he pulls out his own pocket knife. He's just like, I get it. I own a knife. And he says the same thing. He doesn't know anyone who really walks out without a knife. At least not any man. I know that they're, like, shoot, even the women at my job, they have some type of protect. Like, one of them has a taser. One of the lady reporters at the at my old job, she had a taser. Bro, I am not doing any damage. That is so disheartening. I'm not doing any damage. Yeah, so it was just really stupid, right? It's just really stupid. And I know there's some people who are like anti-knives, anti-guns or whatever, and it's just like, I'm not going to call you guys stupid, but it's just one of those things like, what are you going to do to protect yourself then? Because you can't talk your way out of everything. So yeah, you're gonna need to have some type of protection. Like, shoot, I'd be happy if you had mace or something like that, but you know, I mean, I don't need mace. I'll just keep my pocket knife with me. Anyways, that's besides the point. So he just told me, it was just like, yeah, just don't bring your knife to work for a while. And I was like, all right, that's fine. So I kept my knife in my car. I don't need leaves. Get that out of here. I don't need the leaves to fight this thing. I ain't a chump. If I lose, I lose. Don't one tap me. Oh, he did no damage. Okay. I literally thought I was gonna lose. Literally thought I was gonna lose. I'm sorry that this story is taking way too long, guys. I haven't really told a story in a very long time. My storytelling skills are gross. Ooh. Okay, so we got an SP skill. Nice. Okay, so let's see if we could. How do I do that? Well, let's just report this first. So the next week happens, and then I see the HR lady. She pops up, and I'm just like, dang. Well, she. So the guy, my co-director, he finishes his show, and then they call him into our boss's office, and they talk to him, and then he just leaves. So he got fired. However, I don't see her leave, and I'm just like, oh, okay. And they ask to talk to me. And this is the one thing that I really do hate that HR people do. And they really need to start doing this, because I honestly feel like this is what, like, stuff like this is going to endanger them one day. So this is the day I get fired. So she comes to me, asks me to come into the office. I'm like, all right. She shakes my hand. She's like acting like, oh, hey, how you been? I hope you've been doing okay, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, oh, okay. I'm thinking that they wanted me to, like, be like, okay, we were investigating this, because let's be honest, when you steal from the company, like, I know that's why my co-director got fired, because he was putting false time. When you steal, like, because I know you can go to jail for it. Probably not all the time, but I'm pretty sure you can go to jail for it, because you definitely took the money and did not work the hours that you were supposed to, right? So I was thinking that they wanted me to give them an account of how long he's been doing this, blah, 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 and all that stuff. So apparently, no, that wasn't the case. They fired me because they said that I was in possession of a weapon. And I asked them, what weapon was I in possession of? Now note that my boss, he didn't know anything about this. Not the part of me having a pocket knife. He didn't know that they were gonna fire me, because the look on his face when she said that, yeah, you've been terminated, he was just like, wait a minute, what are you talking about? Why is he terminated? She's like, because he has a weapon. He's just like, what? And I was just like, I have a pocket knife. She's just like, yes, that's why. And I'm like, but a pocket knife isn't a weapon, it is a tool. She was like, it's a weapon. I'm like, I want you to look up the definition of a pocket knife right now, and it will tell you that it is a tool, not a weapon. She was like, well, here we consider it a weapon. I'm like, well, what you consider a weapon makes you retarded. They'd be like, oh my gosh, you said the R word. I don't care. That is the dumbest thing that I've ever heard in my freaking life to be fired from. And I'm just like, if you want to fire me, you have to literally fire everybody in this building. What you're doing literally is not fair. And it's like, well, we investigate. I'm like, who did you investigate? Seriously, who did you investigate? That's what I want to know. And then I was just like, they're just like, oh, well, they seen you fling your knife around. I'm like, what? I was like, yes, because in order to open my knife so I have to cut boxes, I literally have to fling it open. What are you talking about? And I had to show them, like, no, this is how you fling it open. But regardless, I got fired. My boss, he was very apologetic about it. Like, I could tell he was really sincere about it. Some people were like, oh, well, they're not. Like, no, this guy truly was, because I actually helped him out when he first, because my current boss at the time, he was new to being the boss to our what do they call it? To our department. And I was helping him out as well as doing both my other jobs as much as possible. So, and he was very appreciative of that. And, like, you know, I was always the first guy that he would call when stuff needed to be done, or like, hey, someone didn't make it to the shift. I know you just got off. Can you come back? And I'm like, yeah, I got you, bro. I got you. I'll be there in a second. He wasn't too much older than me. He was probably, I would say, he was probably 6 years older than I was. But yeah, he was a cool dude. He told me, like, yo, here's my personal number, which, I mean, I already had his personal number. At least I think I did. Maybe he gave me his phone number, or his work phone number. But yeah, he gave me his personal phone number. He's like, if you need anything, just hit me up. And so yeah, I was out of a job for about a month. Yeah, I was able to find a new job. But ironically, it was my other job that I had. I was a director at another station, and I went back I went back to that place because they needed a director, so I was very surprised that they even let me back, but I did try other places before that. Yeah, they got back with me. I'm a director at that place. I make 10 cents less than I was at the other place, but it's not that bad. I got a really good setup. I'm making almost the same, and I'm doing far less work than I was at the other place. Yeah, and that was about it. Just transitioning back into that. I know this video wasn't the greatest, or wasn't anything that you guys wanted to see or hear, but hey, I'm back. That was just a story. I wanted to let you guys know where I've been and what I was struggling with, because yes, when I did start season 6, it was around the time when I was just overworked and I was just tired and I didn't record too much. And I would record what's it called here and there. Still play video games, just not as often. But yeah, I'm finally getting back into it. I backslid a lot with God. I've been getting like, rebuilding my relationship back with God, and because I'm doing that, I'm making the videos again. Putting some Bible quotes in there that I've read somewhere, whatever, that I think might resonate with you guys, or just sharing what I have read with you all. And I'm always going to do that. I know there are some of you guys that don't like the whole God aspect of it, and I'm just sorry, but that's just going to be the staple of this channel. If you don't like it, I'm going to have to be that guy and say, you're going to have to go somewhere else, bro, or you're just going to have to live with it, because I'm never going to stop sharing the word of God with people. That's just how that is. Oh my goodness, what happened? I felt something crawl on my head for a second. It was my headset. It just dipped down. He was like, "You're so weird, bro." I'm like, "Yes, I am. I very much am." So we were here to report something, right? Yes, we were. So that's gonna be the first bit of this. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will be back with this series. Make a friend? Sure, I can do that. That'll be super easy. Yeah. So we're gonna I'm gonna be back with the series. I may not like it as much, because I'm gonna be honest with you, this game is kind of boring, guys, but you guys seem to like it. And Adolf, was there an Adolf in the last game? Anywho, yeah, glad to be back, glad to be doing videos again. So yeah, I got a special project that I want to work on with a homie. Gonna be doing the Borderlands series. That probably won't be happening until next year though. But I can't wait to do that, play the Borderlands series with my friends, with you guys. So yeah, stay blessed, everyone, and keep seeking the kingdom of God. Peace.